as humans, we've impoverished ourselves by our disconnection from the natural world. I know that we are stronger, healthier, happier when we embrace all of this stuff.
Sitting on the recycled deck of Jane's home, I look out across the back garden filled with indigenous trees and plants. A beehive is tucked away in the back right corner. In the opposite end, a healthy vegetable garden. And Jane says her vision was all about just this, that the home would revolve around the outside spaces. From green, eco-friendly building materials to reusing stone pathways and keeping the large indigenous trees on the property. She says the idea was to think sustainably throughout the process.
So the list included things like reduce, reuse, recycle, upcycle, whatever we could from the old house. Take as little building waste or rubble off-site and put it in landfill. We wanted to use green building materials as in insulation, etc., etc. So literally for every product that's gone into this house, I've tried my best to find the greenest alternative. All of the big paint companies have an eco paint, but they don't advertise it. The carpet in my bedroom is made from recycled plastic bottles. This decking that we're looking at here is recycled plastic.
After building their dream home, Jane is on a quest to show other families that with some vision, a lot of research, and by sticking to the plan, living green is not impossible. The house even harvests its own water by collecting rainwater, purifying it and sending it back into the home for use, making a huge saving.
Get in touch with what you're spending on electricity. Draw up a little spreadsheet, work it out at 12%, work it out at 25%, and look at how much you're going to be spending. If you do nothing else, just put a solar geyser in, because massive amounts of our electricity costs are in water heating. Number 2, go and find a reputable solar provider. Get a quote from a couple of good providers, and then sit down and say, well, how long are we going to be in this house? If we're going to be in this house for 10, I would say anything more than 5 years. Even if you don't care about the environment, it's worth looking at from a financial point of view.
She takes me on a walkabout starting at the towering wooden front door. To its right, an inspiring vertical wall lined with lush green plants.
Okay, so Manoshni, we're standing in front of the vertical garden, and this was one of the most exciting aspects of the project for me. I'd seen all of these things reduce the need for cooling or heating technologies, which of course are energy hungry.
Further up from the wall and in a corner of the front yard is a mini grassland, home now to species of birds and butterflies.
Up at that top corner of the garden is my grassland habitat. It's amazing. I mean, literally as I was starting to put the grasses and the plants in, the birds were coming.
Walking down a garden path brings us to the worm garden, a squishy, gooey treasure trove for fertilizing the garden.
I hope you're not too squeamish because you're going to see some creatures, because obviously there's lots going on.
So what goes in here to make these?
All the veggies from the kitchen, and then I collect the juice.
Down at the bottom of the garden is her pride and joy, her vegetable garden, surrounded by a wire fence and net to keep the nosy monkeys out.
At the moment, I'm kind of in a bit of an in-between stage. I've still got some nice courgettes on the go. The tomatoes just pop up everywhere. Gooseberries. I've got that funny little melony thing. Do you eat cucumber?
Yes.
Okay, taste this. So that's something different. So that's going to be going in my salads. I've got some very nice heritage mealies growing there. Lots of herbs like sage. My brinjals are coming. I've got cucumbers.
There's even honey nearby in 2 wooden beehives.
So I'm going to take you down to the other part of the garden. You're not allergic to bees, are you?
Back inside, the large open-plan kitchen, lounge and dining room welcome in the warm morning breeze. From low-energy appliances to energy-saving LED light bulbs and separate recycling bins for paper and plastic, even her cupboards have been carefully thought out.
So the bamboo ticks a lot of sustainability boxes. It's obviously very fast-growing material. It's a replacement for hardwoods that are being ripped out of the rainforests. It's a very hard material, so it's going to last forever. So I'm not going to be putting in a new kitchen in 10 years' time. When you're doing your sustainability checks, You've got to look at a whole range of things. Where was it made? How was it made? What is it made of?
Walking up the stairs to the bedroom, one might find it odd to find windows at foot level. She explains why.
The windows at floor level were designed especially to pull the cool air from the pond into the house. And up above us here, Manoshni, we've got whirligigs. So this draws the warm air up and out of the house.
And the cherry on the top, a wondrous rooftop garden filled with aloes and succulent plant species.
This garden insulates massively. The heat that would be drawn into the house if it had a normal flat surface is completely mitigated. The real benefit, as you can see, is that it is just so extraordinarily beautiful and it is so soothing. And it's also very exciting because there are so many visitors to this garden.
As Troughton looks out over her some 7 years of hard work, she says she's on a mission to make others realize that living in and with nature is possible. It's simply about starting by doing what you can afford instead of nothing at all. Learn more and be inspired to start your own conscious living at gorgeousgreenhouse.wordpress.com. For the SABC, I'm Minoshni Pillay in Durban.